Welcome to the Avatar Brush. Today I'm going to carry on with Iluminor Szeras. Again, today won't be a long one. From what I can tell from the algorithm, the hour long format, the longer format, just isn't as popular as some of the shorter things, so I'm going to try and keep it briefer. What I realised yesterday after the filming was that technically Iluminor Szeras looks a little bit paler than the rest of the army, so I need to do something to try and redress the balance. And with most of my stuff so far, I've made it look as if the lower portion is darker than the upper portions of each section of the limb, especially with the bone colour. If you see the I'll try and what they're called now, Doomstalkers or the Reanimators, the legs have got a faded gradation up them. They go from darker to lighter, and I'm not going to go as dark, but I need to try and re-establish some of that darker pigment on him. Now his legs are reversed, so this part of the limb, where on the others this is a bone colour, it's Sandry dust, Morghast bone, Wraith bone. That's not going to happen here. And the rest of the models, the bronze colour has been effectively just dry brushed in successively lighter tones, and only at the very end have I put the lightest tone on the bottom edges. So I'm going to do pretty much the same here and try and reapply the Morghast bone. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to apply it in different places so that different parts are darker and we've got different parts that are lighter. And I'm going to try and put this towards the bits where I've got some metallics on already, because I'm going to go back over those anyway. So again, I'm just using a wetted dry brush. I'm not trying to be precious at this stage. And I'll try to approach the model the same way in each place. So the same bits, the lower part of each section is getting the Morghast bone. Effectively, I'm trying to do something quite subtle. It might not show on camera, but there's a change in tone. Should be the bottom part of it that's darker. I may even have to come in with another colour over the top, I don't know. It's normally the reverse of what you do. You normally put the dark colour on first and then come to the lighter colours at the end, and we're effectively just reversing the process. Yeah, we will come in with probably won't use pure Sandry. I'm probably going to mix some Sandry with Morghast, just because otherwise it will probably go too dark. Again, applying the same process to everything we're doing. And hopefully by using this darker colour we get rid of some of that little bit of wine staining that we've got there. And yeah, some of them I don't look like I'm spending very much time on them. That is the idea. I'm not trying to completely coat everything. So what we'll do is just take a blob of Morghast, a little dab of the Zandri, mix the two together, and I will have to go and clean the water after this, as that's looking like my cup of tea. Take the moisture out of the brush. I'm just using a bit of kitchen towel. Now that's too dry. Just re-wet the brush. Yeah, I can feel that that's right. It's about having a feel for things. It's about getting the idea that the brush feels right. You can feel against your skin that the brush is wet, and you can feel the brush drying on your skin. So now I'm literally trying to attack just the very tip of the limb, so that we can come back with the Wraith bone in a minute and do the top side. Like, that's more or less removed all of that wine staining that's on the model. Yeah, we will have to come in and sort the hand out later on once we've got the glow effect in the hand with whatever it is that he's holding. Don't know if it's supposed to be a soul or what, or essence, but we'll have to come back and deal with that later. close to him now. Done off those limbs, right. I'll leave that brush. What I'm going to use is another little dry brush when I find it. I was using the other day. That's not bad. Pretty much smaller than that though. That's about the size. It's got a much narrower profile. It's wider that side, but narrower that side. I don't think this has got any pigment in it still. I should check. That looks clean. The reason for going for a slightly smaller brush is to try and be a little bit more careful coming back the other side and doing the top edges. So again, I'll come back to the first bit we started with. Hopefully this will now lighten up quite a bit. So what I'm going to do is literally drag this over the top edges, and then I'll do an edge highlight with this as well. Try and blend things together a little better. Try to do the inside faces as well. Oh, I did that one wrong. That was a mistake. So I've still got colour on the palette effectively. I'm going to come back and correct that now. So it doesn't look too obvious later. Have to think about the direction the paint's being applied and where it's being applied, and that was one I just messed up. Some more bone available. Again, as we put the dark colour at the bottom, this is going literally towards the top sides. So hopefully we get some nice gradation from the top of his chest downwards. Stop and think there for a second what I was doing. So I was thinking a bit more about that video that's been uploaded about the painted Warhammer terrain. I wonder if this is successful, will this be the start of models being pre-painted on sprue, so you don't have to paint them no more? If they can do it on terrain, why can't they do it on a marine or an orc? It's something to consider, especially with the starter boxes. It'd be great to get new people into the hobby. Look at this fully painted army you've already got, and then you go down the route of slowly restricting the painted stuff to the pricier end of the hobby, whilst at the lower end, entry level, it's all pre-painted. I'm fascinated by how it works. It's a case of I have my suspicions of how it's done. It'd be interesting to find out if that's exactly how it's being done or not. Whether or not it's a powder coating or something that's put down that's then cured with a UV, or it's definitely something to do with UV curing or something, but I don't know if it's printed in colour or the colour goes all the way through. I don't know. Very, very curious to find out, as it's something very, very different. Yeah, I particularly like the look of the cable runs and stuff, the ones that are raised off the battlefield. They looked very interesting. I've got quite a lot of the Promethium or plasma conduit ones, and they looked really impressive, especially as they're pre-painted. It's like, wow. Yeah, you'll see what I mean about terrain. I'll put it as the video in the end screen on the day, the big red sphere of death. It's a case of I do like my terrain and I do like scratch building a lot of it, but being able to pre-paint it, game changer. Right, I need to edge highlight some of those parts now, and I want something a little different. Can't use it. You can use a dry brush to edge highlight. Not advised. It's mainly on these squarer sections. I'm not going to worry about the round ones, but these squarer sections I definitely want to catch the edges on these. Damn it, too wide, too much paint. So I'm using the side of the brush, not the tip of the brush. That's one of those things, they call it edge highlighting. You are using the edge of the brush to catch the edge of the model. I don't know if that was why it's called that. I have no idea. You can't see what I'm doing. So again, it's one of the things I know people say about, oh, don't leave your paintbrushes in water and that. I don't like it, I get it, but I find a brush that's got a curve on it like that particularly useful. You can't buy them like that. I don't know if you can see, that's better. It's got a curve on the tip, and it just means that it's a little bit more useful like that. As long as you know how you can control it. again, moving the model, not the position of my hand, is helpful. See where I haven't been. Don't need to catch all of these because some of them on the underside ain't ever going to get seen, so that ain't an issue. Sorry for the text alert, folks. Just try and catch the edges of his hips. Literally just the points that the eye is going to catch. So the tops of these edges of them, and yet I am taking a risk doing them now before I've come back in with the metallics. I recognise that. Got a little bit of my sleeve in it. Just get rid of that. I'll do this leg next. The only bit I'm going to worry about on the chest is just this tip of the crown. So edge highlight the front of it because that's going to be where it frames his face. So I'm trying to catch both edges, the inner edge and the outer edge. Don't have to try and do it all the way up though. You can't paint it, don't worry about it. don't need to do any more with the bone. I do need to come back in and attack that metallic, because that now don't look too great, and I need to change my water. So I'll be back in 2 seconds. I think I might have lost some footage there. I don't know why it's not recorded. So what I'm doing at the moment is I'm putting some Baraknar Burgundy over the base. As I was explaining, we've put some Zangery dust and that back over the legs. We've then edge highlighted it, because I don't know at the moment how much of that footage is lost. We've highlighted it back up with some wraith bone. We've edge highlighted it. I've gone in, I've put some more lead belcher on those bits of the leg that needed it. I'm not worried about the upper body at the moment. Again, sorry for the text alert, folks. I'm not worried about, oh, I've got a scarab there, darn it, I missed one. That's annoying. I've just managed to get some paint on that scarab. Never mind. We'll work with it. So that's the Baraknar Burgundy. Over the concrete sections. The reason I'm doing that is similar to the Death Guard Captain the other day, where we used Inky Darkness. This is going to get several different colours over the top. It's going to get an ink wash of Agrax Earthshade first, followed by some layers of Eshin Grey, Administratum Grey, and possibly some Dawnstone or a little bit of Wraithbone mixed in. And then the rest of the base will be done the same way as the rest of the snow bases. So I'm going to pause it there today. Try and keep this one shorter, see if that makes a difference. Off camera, I'm going to paint the base up, just get it the same colour as starting point for putting the Astral Granite Grey in that down. And then I'm probably going to put an ink wash of Rattling Grime over the metallics before you see me on camera tomorrow, and possibly even have the staff painted out black. It needs painted black. Okay, so I'm going to leave it there today, folks. I've been the Edit to the Brush. If you've liked what you've seen today, please like and subscribe, help the channel grow. I'll see you tomorrow.